have to say, any woman that can get on stage and meaningfully say that they forgive the person who their husband that quickly, you are truly a better person than me, because I've just been so angry and so angry. What sort of widow wouldn't want people to investigate the assassination of their husband? She has not explicitly said that, but the influencers are invoking that.
The moment Candace Owens dropped her second post, Erika Kirk's face went redder than a tomato. This time, Candace wasn't holding back. She went straight for the jugular, revealing alleged evidence of Erika's secret affair with TPUSA's chief of staff, Michael McCoy. Candace even pulled out what looked like phone records from McCoy's device and clips of Erika's own words from interviews after Charlie's death. And once Candace started connecting the dots, Charlie's death no longer looked like a tragedy. It looked like a setup. Now everyone's left wondering, was Charlie's death really an accident or a betrayal from someone within his inner circle?
His quote-unquote closest friends, his closest political allies, the White House, they all seemed kind of ready to move on so much faster than I was.
Candace Owens never bought the story that Charlie was taken out by some lone madman. From day one, she said it didn't add up. Her gaze never left Erika Kirk, and her doubts went into overdrive when Erika went viral for that emotional TV tribute. The one where she smiled while mourning her husband watched closely. She gives shout outs to several people, but her tone shifts when Michael McCoy comes up. She calls him Mikey, praises him, and for a brief second, her expression lights up like she forgot she was grieving. That's when Candace went from suspicion to certainty. The betrayal came from inside. Just as people were processing this, the full CCTV from the attack surfaced, making it even darker. At Utah Valley University, Charlie is delivering his speech. McCoy just a few feet away, backpack on, typing away on his phone. Sure, he's chief of staff, maybe handling logistics, but then Charlie gets shot. Chaos explodes. People dive, scream, rush to help. Everyone except McCoy. The moment the gun fires, he bolts, doesn't check on Charlie, doesn't investigate. He just runs to the back and clutches his phone. At first glance, it's easy to miss, but once that footage leaked, the internet exploded. Why didn't Michael help? Who was he calling? It didn't take long before the answer surfaced. Erika. In a later interview with the New York Times, Erika described how she found out about Charlie being shot. She said she was in her mother's hospital room in Phoenix when she got a call from Michael McCoy, who screamed, "He's been shot!" But here's where it gets chilling. According to the article, that call came in at 11:23 a.m. Phoenix time, while Charlie was attacked at 12:23 p.m. in Utah. If that timeline is accurate, it means Michael made the call an hour before the attack happened. And that tiny detail changes everything. There's no logical reason McCoy would skip helping Charlie run off and immediately call his wife in another state, unless that call wasn't a reaction but a signal. The deed is done kind of signal. Candace had warned everyone from the beginning. When she launched her one-woman mission to uncover the truth, people mocked her, calling her crazy and conspiratorial. But once that footage dropped, everything flipped. And suddenly, Candace didn't look crazy anymore. She looked upright. People had just been too distracted by the grief and the flashing cameras to see it. And this is where things get even darker. Candace always said Charlie's death smelled like higher-up involvement, that Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter, was just a pawn. Think about it. How did Robinson know the exact layout, timing, and escape route? That's insider knowledge. Even Joe Rogan questioned it, pointing out that the so-called murder weapon, a vintage German rifle supposedly inherited from Robinson's grandfather, doesn't match what was seen on camera. Rogan claimed the gun looked way too modern, and that single inconsistency cracked the entire narrative wide open.
The narrative is that this is his grandfather's rifle from World War I and doesn't have a serial code. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Why? Wait.
That's when all eyes swung back to Erika. On paper, she's the picture-perfect widow, faith influencer, beauty queen turned homemaker, the model tried. But scratched beneath the surface and the facade cracks fast from her Miss Arizona USA crown under Trump's franchise to her politically connected father, Erika's ambitions ran far deeper than the camera ever showed. Compared to Charlie, who was more a movement face than a player, she had the pedigree and the hunger. Whispers began. Was Charlie just a stepping stone for her? The biggest red flag wasn't even politics, or it was her behavior after the attack. While Candace demanded answers, Erika was posting aesthetics and forgiveness quotes. That's when Candace stopped hinting and started accusing. You know, Candace doesn't sugarcoat. The day she connected the dots, she went live, no script, no filter, and torched Erika Kirk. She didn't just question her grief, she questioned her silence. Why wasn't Erika demanding answers? Why was she forgiving the killer before even knowing who it was? And why did every tribute feel more like PR than pain? Candace didn't stop there. She dragged TPUSA right into it, calling out the organization Charlie built and accusing them of shielding Erika and McCoy from scrutiny. Her anger was undeniable. You could see it in her eyes. This wasn't commentary anymore. It was personal.
I want to say that what's been bothering me in particular are the micro lies. It seems that they're suddenly in the business of telling micro lies, tiny little misrepresentations, tiny little half-truths that right out of the gate seems altogether unnecessary. It really makes me wonder, who are they protecting exactly? You'll see oftentimes they and other influencers will invoke Erika as the reason that it's not appropriate to ask questions. It's just not appropriate while Erika is still mourning for you guys to ask any questions. And I'm just going to come back at you with some common sense. What sort of widow wouldn't want people to investigate the assassination of their husband? She has not explicitly said that, but the influencers are invoking that, right? They're invoking it's not appropriate right now for people to be asking questions. That's what I mean when I say they are David hogging us, okay?
When that live stream ended, the internet erupted. Some thought Candace had crossed the line, but most agreed someone finally said what everyone was thinking. Comments flooded in, and Candace summed it up perfectly. Why aren't more of Charlie's friends trying to find out what really happened? Then there was a comment that hit her hard, one she even liked. It read, "As a woman who's buried both my kids' fathers, I know that in the first shock, you don't ask questions, but after a week, you have a million of them." That's when it clicked for Candace. Maybe the reason Erika wasn't looking for the truth was because she already knew it. And once you stack that silence on top of the alleged affair, the story starts looking a lot darker. But telling that truth came with a price. The moment Candace went public, the backlash began. It felt like a digital ambush. Erika clapped back with a poetic Twitter thread. "There's no linear blueprint for grief," she wrote. "I carry Charlie in every breath, in every ache, and in every quiet act of day-to-day living as I relearn what that rhythm will be." She never named Candace. She didn't need to. The shade was sharp and deliberate. Then came the loyalty collapse. People who once praised Candace's courage flipped. Overnight far-right influencer Laura Loomer slammed her as demented, tweeting, "Candace Owens is now turning her conspiracies on Charlie Kirk's wife, Erika. Imagine insinuating she had something to do with his assassination sick." But here's what no one expected. Candace didn't back down. The backlash only fueled her. She doubled down, claiming she'd uncovered something even deeper, something tying Charlie's death to global politics. According to Candace, Charlie was being pressured by wealthy donors to soften his stance on Israel. With millions on the table if he'd comply, he refused. And days later, he was gone. Candace even leaked alleged messages showing Charlie saying he was scared, trapped, and being watched. And when you put it all together, the threats, the affair, the eerie phone call, and the smiling widow, it stops sounding like a tragedy and starts feeling orchestrated. If Candace is right, Charlie Kirk wasn't just killed, he was silenced. And the very people who claim to love him might have helped make it happen. Now Erika's gone quiet, Michael's vanished, and Candace stands alone, holding the one thing they all seem to fear most: proof. So if this was really about grief, why does it look so much like guilt?